Condensational smoke.
Listed for 15,000.
It's a Subaru. It's probably just fucking dead anyway.
Alrighty, well, we're on the way to pick up the $15,000 GCA RA STI. So we're gonna try and drive it home. We've got trade plate. We're gonna try and drive it back home. Nice. Hopefully it drives home. Hopefully the phone's gonna stay there when we turn around the roundabout. Fucking hell. Oh, you fucking.
Boy, do we have a story for you. So Ethan, who's recording, he's been on the hunt for a Subaru for a while now, and we're trying to look for a GCA, maybe Bug-Eyed WRX, something Subaru turbo manual. And he sent me this RA STI GCA, which, you know, to import them, they're usually in the 20 grand to 30 grand mark, sometimes more. This one was up for 15, so I already had suspicion anyway. But Ethan was messaging the guy, which you'll see here. That's the car there. So 15K, I was like, all right, we'll have a look. I sent the VIN off to JDM Database. Shout out to him. He always helps me decode the VINs and everything. The VIN comes back as not a RA STI, but a standard GCA. So at one point, the car has been swapped from an RA STI, all the running gear, into a standard GCA. Now, where the story gets even better is on the PPSR, it's also written off in 2005. It was actually inspected. We called up this morning with Vic Roads. It was inspected in Victoria, and it was all cleared, properly repaired. The seller didn't know that. I didn't know that at the time. Anyway, we had a booking to meet up with him and have a look. So I'm like, look, I want to check it out, because for 15K, how bad is a RA STI going to be? We get there. The paint's actually not too bad. It was a young kid selling it on behalf of his dad. His dad, not a bad bloke, but it was a bit angry. He just seemed to just want the car gone. I was looking through the car, you know, having a look, you know, started up, cold started, actually started, and actually ran half right. We didn't get to drive it because it was in a factory. So we started it up, you know, old stale fuel, so it misfired a little bit. Had a look underneath, not much rust apart from in the guards where the guards have been rolled. Underneath though, it's a bit how you going. So I'm like, well, it's not an RSTI, it's written off. It's not really worth what they're asking. But I said to the kid, look, I don't want to be a rude asshole about, you know, your car's up for 15 and whatnot, but would you take 3 to 4? That's where I'm at. The dad just pretty much kicked us out. He's like, look, if you guys aren't interested, I'll keep it. We drive back to our mate's house, and on the way back, probably about 5-10 minutes later, I get a phone call from this bloke, and it was a kid. He's like, look, if you want it, I'll do 8K. And I said, no, it's all good, man. I'm stuck at 4. It's not worth that, you know. It's a put together car. We then come to an agreement at. Well, we made it to pick up the Subaru. They've actually got it out for us, which is nice. So it's just a couple cars across. We'll get it out if we're allowed to, you know, video. We'll try and get some footage of, you know, starting it up and everything. But if not, we'll see you at the servo. Picked it up. It is blowing a bit of smoke. That's expected. It is a Subaru.
Oh my god, it's such a short throw. Holy shit.
Brakes must be touchy on that thing. Fucking hell, look at it. Fuck, it looks good. Ethan, you happy with the purchase?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Alright, so it does blow a bit of smoke, which you've seen. Here, started up. I just want to let it run for probably another 10 minutes, make sure it doesn't overheat. Because if it doesn't overheat here, it should make it home. But I'd much rather not drive it. If it overheats here. I don't really want to drive it halfway home and then cook it and then we're fucked on the side of the road. I'd much rather be fucked here. Yeah, it actually seems to run alright. Not bad. We got some milk. We milked up. We're both lactose intolerant and we both milked up. The fuel gauge does not work.
But it's full.
How does it? It feels tight, doesn't it? Let's see how tight it is. Feel the box. Oh yeah, that's tight.
Short.
It's short. It's not tight. It's quite loose. Rev it a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Sounds like a Subaru. Didn't actually take any more fuel, which is kind of annoying because I was hoping to drain all the old fuel out because it's been sitting. So I put some 98 in it, of course. Tires are dated 2012.
Well, I'll end up in the fuel tank anyway for the
Yeah.
The sensor.
We'll have to drain it because we'll have to probably rip the back seats out because
Yep, done it before.
it'll be in the back there. So yeah, it does have RA STI front seats. We just got to pick them up next week. Quite jealous because for the price we paid, which what do we pay for it?
Listed for $15,000. Taken for $4,500 cash.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, obviously, given that we didn't just get a RA STI for $4.5 grand, it's got a bit of a funny past. It started its life as a standard GC8. It is just got RA swapped or WRX swapped, STI swapped. Yeah, but in the end, it doesn't matter because if you're not selling it, the value doesn't really mean anything because you get the same car just for 10 grand less. Like if you want a GC8 these days, turbo manual GC8, paying up. Cars like this, you just hold on to. We'll try and get onto the road, but if not, we'll just be a dedicated rally car. Paint's actually, well, we haven't washed it yet, but minus is a bit of paint peel here and on the boot. It's actually pretty good. But there we go. Pretty cool. Let's see if it makes it home. Have fun. Don't crash.
I'll try not to. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Seatbelt has an issue, but if we go like that, now this is not a. See, seatbelt kind of plugged in. Surely it's fine like that. Oh, I kind of butchered this as well. That just kind of sits there. Why is it so floppy? Maybe we just go like that. Something like that. Yeah, let's just do that. That's good enough. It's not going to hit boost yet. I think it does blow a good bit of smoke.
Oh yeah, it blows a bit of smoke. Bit of blue smoke. It's probably just plugs, leads, turbo seals. We'll get it checked out. It can't be that bad in reality.
Working car. Intercooler sprayer. That's the best part. You probably see it down there. Now, it probably doesn't have 108,000 kilometers on it. It's a different shell to the motor. However, that could be the motor's true figures. If everything was swapped in from that actual RA STI, I guess you really never know. Does it actually work? Because obviously the fuel gauge doesn't work. Bottom motor works. See if it goes to 991. Ooh, pothole. The car definitely feels good. Won't take it over 4. We haven't really tested the car yet. Here we go, 991. So the odometer works, which is good. Just that little ding, 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 ding. Oh, the dust on it is wild. It's kind of like a barn find, except in the case of going to buy a barn find and they sort of say, no, my car's worth much more than you think. We did that to them. It feels nice, it feels tight. Whew. Car feels good. No power windows. Power windows you will be missed. Does have AC. That's kind of wild. 1993. What is that over there? That's a speaker for something. Who knows? There is a lot of mystery with this car, I think. I'm not really sure how deep the swap went, like if everything is swapped, but I think anything that makes a difference is on this car. So we are 24 kilometers away from Blake's place. It'll sit at the farm for a while it gets sorted. I haven't put my foot down more than like 30%. I definitely want to do an oil change before we give it some boost. Not too much going on in a GC8, I guess. We've got a fire extinguisher down there. This car was definitely thrashed. Turbo timer down there, a bit hard to see. There'll be some other stuff in this car we really probably don't know about yet. And really the only thing I'm missing now is a bit of oh, it's a nice feeling. So it should be an STI 5-speed, which it is what it is for this year. I'll go for another 5 minutes and then I can take it for a spin. Probably change that out. They're all just the same fucking from Subarus, find one of the wreckers. Everything else is pretty good. The STI fronts, which will come later in the week, will be nice. Oh, it feels tight. Feels tight. This is definitely not a $4,500 car. speakers all around, which we just figured out a little bit before. Temperature is perfect, sitting at halfway. Steering wheel a little faded, but honestly, it's fine. I could sit in this all day, every day. Every day. Let's pull over in here. Fucking a dog resort, I guess. Kind of funky. Sweet. Handbrake works, thank the Lord. Liver running.
I think he's happy. Happy?
Nice.
This ain't too bad. This is a lot better than I was expecting. Let me see. Can you guys see much? Probably not. This is weirdly good. Oh, man. I drive boring cars too much. What the hell? Like, I know it's stock, and I know, like, you know, people, it's not crazy power. It probably has about 90 kilowatt at the moment, the way it's running. But it's still just, it's so raw. It's so just cool to drive. So it was last registered in 2015, which is kind of wild. And then the tires are dated 2011 or 2012. That's 11, 12 years now since the tires. So let's just say it has been on the road for 8 years, 7 years is a pretty safe thing. I'm not going to count much chickens before they hatch, but at this rate, we're going to be making it home. And I didn't expect it to make it home, and I did not expect it to drive like this. Like, obviously, we're going to drop all the fluids, fix the fuel gauge, but all in all, it's so tight. Like, that's fucking wild. It's crazy to think this is the baseline. Like, you can't make it worse than this. It does have coilovers. I forgot what the brand they are. Oh, it just handles so good. When we looked at this in the shed 2 nights ago, I did not expect that we'd A, drive it home, and B, drive this nicely. Man, what a good day. I'd love to just play cars like this. Well, I do every day, but like, buy cool cars, you know. I have my job, you know, I have to buy cars that A, are reliable for customers, so they don't you know, have issues in the future, and B, I have to buy cars which I know sell. And at the moment, you know, cars like this, it's a really hard market. It's just a cool thing being able to buy these cars, and I'd love to just work on it today with Ethan. You know, we go get some KFC and we just strip it apart, and that's what cars are about. You know, being young, we all post on Instagram and everything, but there's so much more to cars than just posting on Instagram and going to car meets and showing off your shitty wheels. You know, it's about doing this sort of thing, you know, picking them up with mates, creating a baseline, and then getting the car better. I know Ethan's gonna do this. He wants to daily it. Look, I'll be honest, you could daily it. I did not expect this. I keep saying it, but it's wild. I go through a lot of cars, and I buy a lot of like project cars, and we paid $4,500 for this. Even if this was non-turbo, it's still worth that. But it's not. It's turbo and manual. I understand it isn't really an RASTI. It's got all the RASTI stuff, but in the end, it is just a standard GC8 NA Impreza that is white, which is kind of sad. But again, that's why it's $4,500. And look, it isn't the cleanest underneath. We've got a bit of work to do before we get on the road. That's if we do and are able to get on the road. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. This car is so good. I'm gonna stop the video soon up here because I don't want to put my address on YouTube. Let's see if this guy knows how these works. Yep, stop there. Bruce, what do you think of Subaru? Bruce, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Wow! Oh, ooh, scratchy bump. Wow! Alright, well, somehow it made it home. Don't know how, but it did. A few things to note. Exhaust, very nice. Another thing to note. Gearbox, tight. Like real tight. This is pretty good. Now, what are we gonna do with it? Well, Ethan behind the camera, he's gonna daily it? You gonna daily it? He's gonna daily it. You'll see the process of us getting on the road. We'll just maintenance to it, or Ethan will. We will sort out. Did you hear the boost leak? You could hear it underload a bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you can hear a bit of a boost leak. But at the end of the day, it is turbo. Turbo's there, you can see it. It's a turbo, manual Subaru. All the belts look to have been done pretty recently too. And yeah, made it here, didn't it? Watch out for Bruce. And yeah, made it here with barely, well, no issues, apart from the seatbelt and the fuel gauge. So if you come this far, thank you for watching, and yeah, keen to see what we do with this. See you in the next one.